Everyone. Oi. There you go. Hello everyone. This is Konstantin. I'm going live from the southern city of Rostov-on-Don, very south of Russia. Very glad to see you here. A few people already. I think 6 people. I will say hi in a couple seconds. Let me tell you where I am. I bought a brand new gimbal, so hopefully, you'll have a nice and smooth, easy ride today. So I'm in Rostov-on-Don. This is a 1 million people city in the south of Russia. It's very large. It's my hometown. This is where I was born and grew up. Very nice place, love it. One of my top favorite places in the world. Right now it's hot, about 94 degrees Fahrenheit, 33, 34 Celsius. A little muggy, a little windy, but please let me know if you can see and hear me well, because I've had technical difficulties in the past. Hopefully you can hear me well. Okay, anyway, the plan for today's stream is I'm taking you to one of my most favorite places here in Rostov, to the embankment, like a walking promenade along the river. That's Rostov is situated. It's called Don, and I love this place. It's amazing. Okay, I'll show it to you. I will comment, and you'll see where I am right now. Then I'm gonna take you to the Olympic Park. Well, no, sorry, not the Olympic. FIFA World Cup Park. On the other side of Don River, I'm gonna take you across the river. I'll walk on the bridge, and I will tell you what is happening in Russia concerning mandatory vaccination. And let me tell you, it's so disturbing. It's like a war has been declared on us. Okay, that's terrible. Listen to what you hear. You're not gonna believe it. Okay, it's so bad. Anyway, let's see. Hope this new gimbal works. I have got to see. Just give me a second. Oh, here you go. I see Patrice, Ruth, CBCLI, Champ Marley, God 8R, Anya Dial. I apologize if I misspell your names, but it's it's difficult. English is only my second language. Oh, I completely forgot. I gotta put a mask on, a face mask. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna put down my telephone for a second, and I'll tell you why I'm putting the mask on. Here you go. I have this pretty cool looking, absolutely useless health-wise mask. It's made of silk, so it doesn't protect of any disease or anything like that, but it's important for me to wear a mask here because in Rostov, people are not accustomed to foreigners. And cops, well, people in general, including cops, they don't see too many foreigners. And I'm going to be walking up and down the street, the embankment, and they're gonna hear me speaking English, so might start questioning me. And worst comes to worst, they can arrest me for, well, legally they have a right to give me a fine, give me a hard time, check my documents, my passport, for not wearing a mask. You will see that no one in Rostov wears masks, but this is what it is. Hang on, I will switch to another camera, and shall we? in the past, I've had a lot of people asking me if there are fishermen in Russia. Well, check this out. Здрасте. Как ловится?
Не хочет. Никого. Сейчас лупил.
Ой. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this new gimbal. It's got a sunburn. Hi, Mammy. Okay, now I am right in the beginning of the embankment. This is kind of the old part. This is what was here when Soviet Union was in place. And from that arc way over there, that's kind of a new part of the embankment. To the ones who saw me streaming from Gorky Park, do you guys see what a difference in smoothness of filming? Because back then I was without a gimbal and now I got one. Northern Moon Homestead. Hello there. To the ones just joining, hello and love from the south of Russia, from the city of Rostov-on-Don. Very windy. Please let me know if you can hear any wind interference. This is the old building. I have fond memories of it. Right on the second floor, right now there's a fancy restaurant. See that right there, there's a very old sign. Right there, there's an old sign. Right there, that's from the Soviet times. Anyway, in that restaurant, I was invited to 2 weddings. My first cousin and that cousin's brother. Well, my first cousins back in 1990 and 1991. Actually, you know what? This is the first place in my life when this is the first restaurant in my life. This is the first time I visited a restaurant, a real fancy restaurant, very expensive one. Well, it doesn't look like it's expensive, but back in the days, about 30 years ago, this was it. Look at the river cruise ships. Right now they're not in use because of the coronavirus, but that's a very popular pastime for Russians. That way, about 40 miles, well, 40 kilometers, 25 miles, the Sea of Azov. And that way is up north, Moscow, St. Petersburg. As a question, was World War II fought in Rostov-on-Don? Oh yes, this was a huge battleground between Russians and the Nazis. Nazis, took over Rostov, then Russians kicked them out, then Nazis returned, and they ruled over Rostov from 41 to 43, I believe. Rostov was completely razed and rebuilt after 1945. We have 17 people right now. The ones who joined the channel, just joined, hello and welcome to the southern city of Rostov-on-Don, where I am streaming from right now. Everything new in Russia? Well, you could say not everything, but lots of things are new. Let me make way to that square right up front, and I will try to answer some questions. I see that few of you are already asking. That's windy. Hi from Santa Fe. Hello, Santa Fe. Hi from Rostov-on-Don. Sending you some love, and it's probably it's compared to Santa Fe, it's probably cool. So I'm sending some of the cool. Again, it's 34 degrees Celsius in Rostov, 94 Fahrenheit. It's very normal for this time of year, for mid-June. Summers here are extremely hot, and it's so windy. The wind's picked up. Let me find a relatively quiet spot. By the way, could you please comment? Can you hear me well? If I miss someone, please don't be upset, because it's really tough to walk. Try to see where I'm filming and read the comments and read the participants at the same time. Very smooth. Okay. I'm glad that the gimbal is working. No wind. Good, good. I have this wind protection cap on my microphone. Otherwise, this wind is crazy. I mean, look what's going on. I hope the chest looks good. Well, wait until you hear a little bit later on. I will tell you what's going on in Russia now, considering mandatory vaccination. And, you know, I'll see what you're going to say in about an hour and a half. CBCL, Rostov, home of the Cossacks. Oh yes, brother. Yeah, home of the Cossacks. Actually, my ancestors on my mom's side are Cossacks, in like 6th or 7th generation. Makes me a Cossack too. What is a ship beside? That's a cruise ship, river cruise. Okay, I will try to make my way for a little bit. Trying to read the comments. See how windy this is? Ice cream stand. You can see, you can buy popcorn there, but not in this weather. Rostov-on-Don magnets, memorabilia. That's a river cruise ship right there. Let me tell you, people are giving me so much more attention in Rostov. I'm just walking along and speaking English to you, and everyone, you know, passing by, they look at me in disbelief, like, what's going on? In Moscow, there are a lot of foreigners, and English is very widely spoken there, but not here in Rostov. Guys, if you want me to notice a question and answer it, then please type your questions in caps. That's going to be so much easier. They literally look at me in disbelief when they hear me speaking English. It's so funny. I guess if I was shy, that would really shock me, but I'm not. Doesn't bother me one single bit. It's hot, and one of the most favorite pastimes of kids in Rostov during this kind of weather is, of course, jumping into the fountains or bodies of water. There is a huge fountain a little further ahead, and you'll check it out. I'll go there and show you what's going on there now. Imagine how many people wearing masks. None. Do you have to prove vaccine to board ship? The ships are moored right now. They haven't moved in a year. Okay, all river cruises have been canceled. Is criminal activity high there? A good question. Used to be street crime capital of Russia, this place right here. Let me tell you, 35 years ago, 40 years ago, I would not dare to come down here after dark. Seriously, that was it was a den of crime. It was horrible. But last November, I made an experiment. I actually grabbed some cash, fancy clothes, my camera. Right here. So I grabbed my like a wad of cash. I grabbed the camera. I grabbed fancy clothes. I was driving a nice car, and I came to a few places that 35 years were considered absolute, suicide to go there at night. The best thing could happen to you back then was you'd get robbed. The worst, you'd be dead. And especially, just to make an experiment, I went to those places, 3 places, and nothing. I made a video. I actually went filming, and you can find, I think it's in the end of November, it says getting robbed in Russia or something like that. So that's the answer to your question about the criminal activity. There is very little, I would say there's none. There's almost zero street criminal activity. No homeless people, no street crimes, nothing like that. There's one big, huge crime right now is happening against Russian people, and it's done by the government. It's mandatory vaccination. Other than that, very little street crime. Vivian, hello. What changed the crime rates? That's a very long conversation. Basically, the government doesn't like competition. It hates competition, okay? This is what happened. Crime-wise, things have improved tremendously over the past 35 years. Oh yeah, so it means you watched that one. St. Louis, Missouri. Hi there, this is south of Russia, Rostov-on-Don. Welcome. Sending you love from Russia. All right, let me turn around so you will see what's going on. Basically, this is Saturday. It's 20 minutes past 5:20 p.m. And basically people are chilling. Very nice place. Yeah, in Russia it's like a restaurant ship. It's right on the water. It's called Debarkader. I'm not sure how it's called in English. What do Russians think about Biden-Putin meeting? I have a meet. Hang on. Guys, I've been so busy lately that this is a huge topic. Biden and Putin meeting. I will make a dedicated video to that one. Please keep on tuning in. Perhaps tomorrow, day after tomorrow, a video on Putin and Biden meeting coming up. It's huge, huge deal for both countries. Well, for Russia for sure. That's Don River. That's the beginning of Delta. And the end of Delta is the Sea of Azov. Teresa, hello there. Welcome to the stream. And we are streaming live from Rostov-on-Don, southern Russia. Very nice sunny day. About 35, 34 degrees Celsius and 94 Fahrenheit. It's a restaurant called Pier 25. Yes, Teresa, a lot of Russians and a lot of people are laughing. That's true. The worst thing, I mean, I can't even believe that Biden called Putin President Trump instead of President Putin. Can you believe how far that guy off calling Putin Trump? That's insane. By the way, did they show it on your TV, in your news? He went like, there was like a mutual press conference and he went like, well, it's great meeting President Trump, and like President Putin. Jesus. Did he even know where he was at? Yes, he did. He did. That's insane. I think Putin was laughing. Check it out. There are two small boats. Teresa, I don't know what happened. I'm yet to find out. I saw Pinball's video where he said that he wasn't allowed to upload the video. I will try to upload one probably tomorrow. I will try really, really hard. You see, I have to travel on the weekends to Rostov from Moscow to support my mom. And it's just so busy at work and so hectically crazy in the family. Oh, yeah. Anyway, there is a very nice hotel. It's called Radisson Blue Collection. Right there, right on the embankment, overlooking the River of Don. There's a McDonald's up front. Of course, McDonald's are everywhere. Lately been very, very busy and not necessarily for good reasons. Look at these moorings. Love them. Check them out. They are so large. And look at the date on them. They've been standing here, well, they were placed here in 1897. And they're still remaining here. Imagine how many ships moored at these moorings. This is a short-term, like a day trip cruise ship, day-long cruise ship. Okay, these businesses are allowed to operate, and long-term, like a week-long cruise ships, river cruise ships, aren't allowed to work. So they've been moored for a long time, and the small boats, go back and forth. little stand you can buy. Здравствуйте. А что у вас тут есть?
У нас есть сладкая вата, попкорн, мороженое.
Cotton candy, ice cream, popcorn, cold drinks. Спасибо. Я бы что-нибудь купил, но не могу. Снимаю. That's Radisson. One of the best hotels in Rostov. Ой. McDonald's. You see how many kids there are? It's one of the top places in Rostov for kids to come out and play. Both adults and kids love this place. Locally, it's known as the Embankment. This is pretty cool. There's a little kiosk, like a storage kiosk with a bunch of books, used books. And I guess you can just scan something right there, take a book, and take it with you. Register at the site or something. It's like a online/offline library. That's pretty neat. This is such a popular spot right here. Check it out. It says I love Rostov because every Rostovite has a picture in front of the sign right there. Is that McDonald's or Rostov that I love? Yeah, it's pretty cool. This is a new restaurant, seafood place right there. It's like a seafood bar right here. Haven't seen this before. Hope it's not too loud. Oh, check this out. This is so cool. A transport ship. A small one. But this is a very, very heavy commercial traffic route right here. Like, literally, this is a gateway to Russia via sea. Because the huge ships come from the sea and they go up north to Moscow, St. Petersburg, and even the Caspian Sea to Iran. Children's playground. Also, oh, that's McDonald's. Did you know that they have playgrounds for kids at local McDonald's? I'm sorry, it's a bit loud. Oh yeah. You've got to be kidding me. The fountain is closed. Shoot. This is the fountain. Aye, that's too bad. Perfect weather for this. You see, there are streams of water going up from these holes all over, and this is like such a popular place among kids in the weather like this. The city center is half mile that way, so you're going up and you're in a very city downtown of Rostov. So guys, the plan for today is I'm going to go up to that bridge over there. I'm gonna walk over Don River, and right just about there you see the glimpse of FIFA World Cup Stadium. There's another embankment, another park. I'm gonna make it there, so you'll see a similar embankment, but very, very different. It's similar in terms of it's very close on the opposite sides of river, but they're so, one is old and historic, this one, and another one, the other one is very new, and it was built a couple years ago for, especially for FIFA World Cup. A few games happened here in Rostov, and I see the public beach is full of people. Oh, we're gonna make it there. All right, I'll speed up then. And hopefully at the end I will sit down and I'll have a coffee or an ice cream. Oh, let me tell you, it's hot. That's a Russian homeless man right there to the left. Not really homeless, but it's kind of like homelessing. The guy collects bottles and goes and, turns, exchanges for money. That's how he makes living. Grass is being manicured. I don't understand why on Saturday they could have picked a better time. James, hi there. My friend Maina. Hi from Rostov-on-Don. Very hot, muggy day. About 34 Celsius, 94 Fahrenheit. You can rent an electric scooter, about $1 a minute. This is another top spot on the embankment. This is a local artist work. This is like it's called mechanical heart. All right, it's I don't know what this is, but heart split in two and then full of some mechanical parts. I guess Russians make wishes and throw coins there. And the girls, look at them, love taking pictures here. There is a tradition that if you bring a padlock, lock it, and throw the key into the river, then you're gonna have a good luck. And if a wedding is happening, a bride and groom do it together. They lock up their hearts, and again, they throw out the locks into the river. It means that they will love one another forever and will be married forever. Nice, huh? Guess how many masked people are there here today? One, and that's me. Check it out. Yeah, right here. This is a pretty cool place. It's called Sapore Italiano. I know the owner, an Italian guy, Italian family, actually moved to Rostov quite some time ago, and they opened a great Italian restaurant. And there's a wedding. We are in luck because look, there is a wedding, Russian wedding, a small one. Let's take a closer look. They looked at me and kind of went quiet. Bride and groom. He doesn't look like groom. All drunk, having fun. Guys, that was very strange. I don't really know what that was. Looked like a wedding, but there was a bride without the groom sitting on someone's laps. Well, this is Russia, you know. So, Sapporo Italiano is a real Italian cuisine. This is like a little piece of Italy in Rostov. Amazing food. Pasta here is out of this world. Well, actually, real Italian pasta. They had a couple restaurants, and this is a new one they opened. Notice how many kids there are. Used to be a rowdy crowd 20 years, 15 years ago. Like teenagers would come here. All would be drinking vodka, beer, sitting on these benches, and was not so pleasant and comfortable here. But then they really cleaned up this place. And now it's family oriented. By the way, if you watched my stream from Gorky Park, that's actually Gorky right there. The park in Moscow is named at his owner, right? That Russian writer, his name is Maxim Gorky. I'll tell you a little secret. There is Gorky Park in every major Russian city because all parks are named after him. There's a Japanese restaurant called Osaka. There's a German restaurant right next to it, a beer house. Biergarten, Frau Müller. When I lived in Moscow, I used to frequent these places quite a bit. Cotton candy, ice cream, milkshakes, cold drinks. Okay, we are slowly making our way onto that bridge right there. Hopefully the elevators work and I don't have to walk all the way up. That would be unfortunate. This is a kids center. Да, не могу, у меня руки заняты, спасибо. Опа, nice monkey. Did you guys see? What was that? Only in Russia. There's a guy walking towards me with a tiny monkey on his shoulder. And the monkey just, shakes my hand. Every time I see how kids are playing in Russia like this, always first thing pops up in my head is the liability issue. Somehow these guys are dressed like American Boy Scouts. What does this say? River Kids Camp. And that's in English. In one of my last videos, people, where I was filming from KFC, people were wondering why there's so much memorabilia in English all over Moscow, all over restaurants, and not only in Moscow, in Rostov too. Now we can see the bridge. Just maybe I will make a little bit further after the bridge, because there's an insanely amazing park, very beautiful, very old trees. There's like a little alley that runs along the embankment. Fantastic place. I'll try to quickly show it to you. Hey, I'm not the only one streaming, I guess. Check these guys out, huh? They have bigger camera. I'm just streaming on my iPhone. You should teach Russian language. I have not been able to read the questions or the comments much. It's just I'm gonna make it on top of that bridge. It's windy. I'm gonna pick up a quiet place. I'm gonna set up a camera so you can see a nice view over the Don River from up high, and I'm gonna read the comments a little bit later. Okay, this is the bike and electric scooter rental. I'm sure you're all familiar with this stuff, as it made its way over to Russia from the United States. Well, anyway, you just rent a bicycle. There's an electric lock. You come and scan the QR code, install an app on your phone, and then pay with Apple Pay, and just take the bike. The lock unlocks and you ride it. Same thing with the electric scooter. You download an app called Whoosh. You pay. It's about $1 a minute, and it automatically turns on once the amount is paid, and you just take it and ride it, and leave it anywhere you want. Oi, windy. Small rocks flying into my face and eyes. Look. Whoa. That's one big bridge. Okay. Oh, the elevator is in operation right there, so I'm gonna ride it up. That place right there is very interesting. It's nothing but the electric station, indoor electric station, substation. Back in 2003, I was bidding to build this station, because this is what I do for a living. I used to build electric substation, rectifying substations, and I lost to Siemens. Company called Siemens, won this tender, and they built it. Look, right on the other side, over there you see there's it's called the City Beach. People just go there and cool off, swimming. That's the stadium right there. Let me make my way a little further up. CBCLI. You were asking if Rostov is the capital of the Cossacks. Well, this is the Cossack, the monument to Cossacks chief. I'm rubbing his head, his knee for good luck. Also his skipper, something like that. Little coffee truck. Oh, let's take a closer look. If I wanted to, the guy would make me a coffee right from the back of his truck. Street food coffee. Pinball, if you're watching this is kvass and lemonade for you. Love this part of the embankment. There are no concessions, but all trees, and it's so refreshing and nice to walk here on a sunny, hot day. You see families and friends meeting here, kissing one another. You know, we're gonna spend Saturday afternoon together.
Дима ждал, да, когда позвонит Вова. И он говорит, ну что я буду звонить Наташе? Ну, когда я не все спрашивают.
Old Soviet monument to the youth of the country. Another coffee truck. There are dozens of coffee trucks parked along this road, serving locals with the coffees. Coffee's pretty good there. See, further up, the further we go, the more trees and no concessions. I want you to notice how Russian ladies dressed up to the hill. This is just an embankment walk, you know, there's nothing fancy. But just make a mental note how well they prepare themselves to go before going out literally every single time out of their house. This is a good spot for fishing. You can see the fishermen right at this particular spot all the time, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look. Здрасте. Ловится что? No. Ни чешуи, ни перца. Можно?
Поснимать, конечно, можно.
Но денег не заплачу, нету.
Да я знаю. ТикТок. Сейчас их, по-моему, не...
ТикТок не буду, обещаю. А чё, хорошо было бы в ТикТок, стали бы звездами.
Да, уже стали.
Чё, уже стали, да? These guys are cool.
Оборвалось.
Listen, if you come to a fisherman in Russia, any fisherman, at any place, at any time, and you ask, how's it going? How's the fish? Any luck? You will get one answer, no matter where, no matter from who, but the answer will be the same. Things are bad. You know, didn't catch anything. Terrible, terrible day. Because, you know, Russian fishermen are so afraid that passerbyers will jinx them. They will say that everything is terrible, even though a lot of them have like fish in their bags. Like, no, 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 it's terrible, terrible. Just notice, I came too closer to these guys. Nice guys overall, but I asked them, how's it going? Any fish? No, 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 terrible, terrible. Oh, so terrible. It's so funny. Let's check out the other ones. A speedboat. That's a private speedboat, but they also have a boat police, the river police, patrolling the river on boats like that. Russian fishermen are drinking Lipton iced tea. Nice rig. That little ring bell, you know, when the fish is hooked, it starts ringing. Guys, if you're just joining us, then welcome. Welcome to the live stream from southern city of Rostov-on-Don. A hot day, about 94 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, but windy, a little muggy, and overall fantastic Saturday afternoon. The sun will be setting here in about an hour and a half, and we are enjoying things right now. I'm enjoying the stream right now. I always enjoy streams, and especially right now. The stream keeps my mind off other not so wonderful and pleasant issues. But I'm not the only one enjoying. There's so many Russians right here right now, and just taking a chill basically, walking up and down. Lots of families, soft drinks, cold drinks, ice cream, cotton candy, things like that. It's good time. It's terrible in Chicago, stay away. Weather-wise, or what? What's up with Chicago? You know what, just for you guys, I will try to approach someone and interview them. How about these two girls right there? Здрасте. А вы по-английски разговариваете? No. Можете что-нибудь сказать по-английски? Да.
Welcome to Rostov.
Громче, громче, громче
Ты
немножко.
прикалываешься?
Нет, нет, правда.
А вот это вы переставили.
А я стримлю сейчас впрямую.
No, English is very bad.
English is very, very bad. But it's good enough to say that your English is bad. You're streaming. Are you from Rostov?
Yes.
What are you doing here? Just chilling?
I don't understand you.
Что делаете тут? Просто гуляете?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. That was neat. Boy, guys, I am afraid that I cannot ride in the elevator. Oh, yeah, I didn't think of it. You see, I could go up all the way in the elevator, but I will not, because I might lose my cell phone signal inside of this elevator. Instead, I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to walk all the way up. Well, it's gonna be tough for me, not so painful for you because I have a gimbal and you will not see the telephone shaking that much. Jaywalking. All right, let's go. This is a local police station, and it looks like it's open. Not terribly clean, but walking up right now, this is one massive bridge, let me tell you. So far, so good. Okay, let's look back. That's where I'm coming from, right there. Let me tell you, when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, this would be one of the last places that I would go to chill, because it used to be incredibly dangerous. There used to be street crimes. On the embankment, you would get robbed. If you were 16, 15 years old, you would wander in the daylight, you'd get robbed. At night, there were many rapes, many murders there, many, like street fights all the time. Aye. But now, all is well. Going up. This is an office center. In Russia, they're called business center. Very windy. You see the treetops are just waving. Фу, hot. Very scenic though. Now, this little tunnel, street musician. Unfortunately, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have any coins to give him. The acoustics inside of this little tunnel are amazing. Some more steps. Guys, unfortunately, I haven't been able to read the comments yet. I will try to catch up a little bit later. I see a couple security guards up there. Every single bridge in Russia has designated security guards, and they are government employees. Keeping an eye on every single bridge in Russia. Whew. Wonder if they'll give me a hard time for filming. Shouldn't. No, they're okay. Whew. Guys, I made it. I was quite a way. Whew. I was trying to run up as fast as I could. Are you still there? Cancel. Okay, I'm back. I had an incoming telephone call, so unfortunately it kind of ruined my signal. There you go, I'm back again. There and back again. I should have gone to the other side of the bridge. That's okay. This is scenic too. You guys like it? Hey, like my video if you like in this view, because this is amazing. One of my favorite places in the world. This is the city where I grew up. I was born and grew up here. Rostov-on-Don, amazing place. 3 people called Cossacks lived here. They weren't part of the Russian Empire. They were a free state until Peter the Great joined them into, hired them to protect Russian Empire's borders back in 1695 or 96. And the river is called Don. Amazing place. You can see my gimbal shaking because it's so windy up here. Holy cow. It does get windy in Rostov. I remember we were kids, like 10, 11, 12-year-old kids, we would come to, around this place in Rostov, not this particular, but further up in the city, and we would find a spot where a lot of women would be going up, like teenage girls in long skirts, and the wind would just blow up their skirts and they'd be like, "Wah!" So I remember these winds. Oi. It's hot, but not too hot because of the wind. The wind is cooling us all off. And this is where I'm going right now. That area right by the FIFA World Cup Stadium. This river is about size of Nile. The width-wise, Nile is much longer, of course, but they're about both the same width. I'm trying to make it to a windless spot. Someone's saying hi in a very southern Rostov way. There's a skylight of Rostov. So much wind. Guys, it's not all, this cool and pleasant in Russia. I hope you watched a couple of my last videos where at first I explained that there was a new quarantine was enacted in Russia about a week ago. Then my second video was about how unequally business is treated. I compared 2 KFCs. One was completely shut off. Another one was lot work. And then I was wondering what the hell is going on, because COVID-wise, everything seems normal and usual, but then I understood everything and the picture is very crystal clear right now. There's a war that was well, enacted upon Russian people. Let me get down to the FIFA World Cup Stadium Park. I will find a windless, quiet spot, and I will tell you everything I know so far. Mandatory vaccination, what's going on, what's been going on in the last couple days in Russia. Things are looking absolutely terrible. Although you don't see anyone wearing masks, and I really doubt that been such a terrible situation with COVID-19 in the past week. Mayor Sobyanin said that the number of infected people tripled in the last 10 days. I personally do not believe that, and I will go to a local hospital where I was in October, where I saw a huge disaster happening, so many ambulances waiting in line, so I will go and check out myself with my own eyes what's going on there. If I'm allowed, I will film from there. If not, I will just see it and I will tell you later. The wind has picked up and, well, it's a strong ocean breeze right now, okay? It's not very pleasant little wind anymore. A lot of people cheering me up. Nice. All right. I'm afraid that my dead cat on the microphone is going to blow off. Let me turn on the camera to the forward view. There you go. I'm almost down. Whew, almost made it. That's my destination. Holy cow. You can see waves on the river. That you don't see that often in Rostov. I hope that there will be a little less wind down below. My gimbal is going crazy. It's trying to imbalance my phone and battling the wind. Insane. Almost there. Oh, there are windscreens. Okay, phew, no wind here. Can relax a little bit. Oh, it's much better. Much better here. Relax my hand. Now we are going down, down, down. There is a party going on in that restaurant right there, probably a wedding, because Russians have weddings on Saturdays. That's the most popular day. Like 90% of Russians have their wedding celebrations, receptions on Saturdays. It's a local tradition. Okay, let me show you where I came from. From the other side of Don River. Walked on top of this bridge until that spot right there and then walked all the way down. I'm seeing 27 people watching the stream right now. That's great. If you just joined, welcome. I am in the southern city of Rostov-on-Don, and for the ones of you who watched right from the beginning, you are probably hearing it for the 6th time. This is Rostov, south of Russia, hot day, and now it's extremely windy. I've been speaking so much in this hour that my throat hurts. This restaurant is called Smirnov. Used to be a very popular place back in the 90s. I think I'm blocking away. Not anymore. Whoop, scooters for rent again. Beautiful sea with, beautiful sky. Too much talking. Beautiful sky with some clouds. All kinds of people here. I see young people, teenagers, lots of families, young families and older people too. Almost there. I can't wait until I sit down in one of the beach cafes. There's a little police station, not even a station, but police stand. No crime here, at any time of night or day. So this is the new embankment. You see, the one I just came from on the other side of Don River, that's the old historical embankment. As you could see, the moorings there for large ships were installed in 1897, over 120 years ago. Basically, that embankment there has remained unchanged for the past 120 years, probably longer. And this place where I am walking right now is absolutely new. That was, until very recently, until 6 years ago, it was just, a beach. We call it the wild beach. Just the beach without any concessions, without any rules, without any watch stations. Just one of the beaches along the river, and lots of people came here from Rostov because of its easy access. You just cross the bridge like I just did, and you get to the beach. And the beach is actually pretty cool. Now, about 5 years ago, they renovated this entire area. They built a brand new park. They built the beach. Well, didn't build the beach. They, renovated it, landscaped. They built cabanas, concessions. They built a brand new embankment because there was no embankment here. There was just dirt. And a lot of people enjoy playing beach volley. Swimming. And I'll take a closer look. It's so windy. People are evacuating because wind's been picking up. Very unusual. Hey, if any of you know how this tree is called in English, please Write in the comments. In Russia it's Topol. Lorna P, how are you? Welcome to live stream. As you can hear from my voice, I've been talking for over an hour and I'm really running on fumes. I need a coffee. I would prefer a beer, but I drove here and I cannot. There's zero tolerance policy in Russia. I cannot drink one single gram of beer and drive. That take my license for a year and a half, and that slapped me a $2,000 fine, and I certainly don't want that. Or I have an idea. I'm gonna take a quick run, or rather walk. I'll, show you a little bit, and I'll have a non-alcoholic beer. A cold one. I need one because I have a hard time speaking now between all this wind blowing in my face. I don't know, can you? Oi. Can you actually? Can you actually hear any wind blowing? I'm just gonna sit down and read all your comments, okay? Whew. Working out. Look how beautiful this place is. One of my top spots in Rostov, hands down. This is the new embankment, the sports park. Very clean, brand new, so nice. Rostov skyline, the beach is right there. People swim, walk their dogs. No trouble, just fun. And that's the FIFA World Cup Stadium, brand new. A local football soccer team playing here. Actually my favorite club, I'm the fan of the club. Football Club Rostov. And they were 3 games of FIFA World Cup 2018. I visited one of them in Rostov. Belgium was playing Japan. Belgium won 4-3. I think it was 1/16 of the final. Something like that. Holy cow. It's windy. By the way, can you hear me well? Let me know. Coffee stands and cold drinks. Oh, I need one. This is where I'm going, guys. I'm going inside. In a weather like this, I would choose to sit outside on the patio right there, but yeah, with all this wind going on, blowing, forget it. This is actually a very famous place. This is the left bank of Don River. Very legendary, and I bet that almost every single Russian has heard of this place. In Russian it's called Lev Berdon. Levый берег Дона. There is a song, very famous song about this place, and this is where the restaurant row was in the Soviet Union. You know, people would go here, come here from Rostov on the other side of Don to celebrate, just to, you know, for day trips, and incredibly beautiful and popular place. There is some kind of event going on. Let's take a closer look. It's a concert. Holy cow. I guess this is my luck and yours too. Let's check it out. Let's take a closer look. This is a huge generator. Look. It powers up all the equipment on this concert scene. On stage, not scene, stage. А что тут происходит?
На работе. Олимпийский день.
А что это?
Праздник спортивный.
Спортивно. This is a sport festival right here.
Здоровья всем, успехов, счастья и радости.
Спасибо большое. Слово предоставляется олимпийскому чемпиону Самаргашеву Вартаресу Вартаресовичу.
Добрый день, дорогие ростовчане. Я приветствую вас на
Have you guys seen a movie Don Corleone?
Для нас, олимпийцев, этот день очень важный.
Look at this guy right there. I'll tell you later about him.
Мы каждые 4 года ждем Олимпийских игр, чтобы наши спортсмены могли показать, что они лучшие в мире. В этом году нам пришлось еще год ждать, да, и мы уверены, что наши олимпийцы, которые попали в состав олимпийской сборной, будут достойно представлять нашу страну. Огромные слова благодарности родителям, которые пришли с детьми, которые с детства приучают детей к спорту, к олимпийскому движению. Это очень важно, потому что на примерах олимпийских чемпионов растут новое поколение. Хотел бы, чтобы мы все вместе дружно поддержали нашу олимпийскую сборную, наших донских спортсменов, наших спортсменов, которые будут представлять сборную России на Олимпийских играх. И наши спортсмены вернулись оттуда с олимпийскими.
No, that guy.
Успехов и новых побед.
I will tell you who he is. He's unofficial owner of the entire Rostov-on-Don. He's Don Corleone. Here you go. Another fountain. Otis, hi there. Kids are loving it. Lorna, don't worry, my friend. Now they all will get vaccinated soon because it's mandatory in Russia. Not going to be so relaxed in, sometime in the future. This is a terrible tragedy happening right now. Heck, I will also. I know. This is so sad. I'm really cheerful. I've been, walking around filming and talking to you guys, but inside I'm crying. And I'll tell you why. I don't know what she's saying. Whoa. At night, this fountain has a laser show, and it's like a tiny version of Bellagio fountains in Las Vegas. Lorna, I am staying positive. You see, now I'm taking care of my wife, all my kids, and my mom, and I'm like the head of the family. You know, for 45 years, my father was. Now I am, and I can't be weak. I can't just fall apart. I must be strong, and I am staying strong, at least trying my hardest. Thank you so much, friend. There you go. Ничего, ничего, наоборот, хорошо. There's a concert going on right there. Sports festival. Real nice lawn, landscape. Pretty much to perfection. This place is beautiful at night. It's all different colors. There's music, there's like laser show. People from the entire province come to this place to check it out. Привет!
Приветствую вас.
Привет, здрасте! Здрасте, it's my family actually.
Мы сегодня приехали выступать.
Выступаем.
Да ладно?
Да, вон Катя, снарядная.
Вау! А что делать будешь? Танцевать? Класс. А я приехал из Москвы на выходные поснимать. Когда выступать будете?
Ну, примерно в 7 часов.
7? У меня батарейка умрет к 7. Я не успею. Я в 5 начал. Я к 7 тогда подойду посмотреть вас.
Давай, давай.
Well, that was very pleasantly unusual. Guess where all the Russians meet? Of course at the embankment. That's my distant family. Concessions right there. That's my like second cousin, you know, distant family, but family nevertheless. You could see him in one of the videos about how we pool party in Russia back in July of last year. I made it. Let me walk further up a little bit and you know, show you what is happening there. Children, 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 children everywhere. Children's paradise. You see, guys, no one is dropping sick and dead of the coronavirus here. And most of these people are have yet been vaccinated. A lot, of course, did have COVID-19. I don't know how many, but a lot. But you know what? Everything is usual.
Едите, как всегда, да?
Do you see anyone wearing masks? Myself, I'm wearing mask.
Одно занятие, говорит.
Alright, I think you'd much enjoy more watching what's going on around me rather than watching me. So you understand, I bring Michael here. Like last summer when we were in self-isolation, we would come here on weekdays in the morning when I didn't work at like 8 in the morning, and he would play here when there were few kids. So this is a very dear place to me. And now, by popular demand, I'm giving you, check this place out. The Haunted Mansion from Disney World. Doesn't this building look same as the haunted mansion in Disney World? This is pretty amazing. I have no clue why they built a hotel in this style, but it's very gothic, very creepy, very dark, and look at the fence and the building itself. It's originally built as a hotel, but was finished like a year ago, but they haven't commenced yet. The haunted mansion. Now I'm gonna show you Rostov Highline. Highline, that's right. Aye. And I'm gonna go and sit down and have a cold drink. I'll tell you everything I know about vaccination, about Trump meeting or Biden meeting Putin, so forth. That's Rostov port right there. You support sea cranes. Beautiful day except for one thing, strong wind. Crash coffee. What do they have here? The usual suspects. Look. Schweppes, Burn, Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta. Ice cream. Ice cream is mostly locally made. And here we have some juices. Cold water. Some orange juice, apple juice. The wind's been picking up. Come on, crash it. By the way, guys, you didn't see that. It was behind the camera. But when I saw my second cousin, we came over. We came to each other and we hugged each other and kissed on the cheeks. Okay, that's a common tradition. There is no homosexuality here whatsoever. But Russian men, like family members and good friends, we touch with our cheeks each other. That's a sign that of a very close ties, not a relationship, but like we are in the circle, you know what I mean? In the circle, in the clan, in the circle of trust. Yeah, so it's very normal. You can see like two guys seeing each other like friends, and they go hug and touch with their cheeks each other. You know what reminded me of one story that happened to me when I was dating my first wife. I will tell you that story in just about 2 minutes because I'm getting close to the restaurant, a cafe, not really a restaurant. Cotton candy, that's how it's made, and popcorn. Not very appetizing, by the way. Kind of like greasy and not too terribly clean. This is where you can rent those machines. Segway, electric, whatever they are. That's pretty cool. Nice. Almost there. Almost there. I'm gonna have a cold water and non-alcoholic beer. Здравствуйте. Oh, gosh, this music here. Здрасте, а где можно посидеть у вас, присесть?
А сколько у вас будет?
Один и я, двое. Нет, шучу, один и я. There's two hostesses, one of them is going to sit me. Bed box. I guess I can rent one of the power banks for my telephone.
Пойдемте.
Идем.
Будет столик с ограничением.
С каким?
С каким сейчас скажу?
Слушайте, мне максимум на часик, мне не надо надолго.
Смотрите, может быть столик на двоих вот в той зоне, либо можете расположиться за столиком на лавочках до 9 часов
До
вечера.
9, нормально.
Будет на лавочке.
Давайте, вот вы покажите мне конкретику. Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good.
Вот этот столик подержи. Пожалуйста.
Спасибо, давайте.
Приятного отдыха.
Спасибо большое. Alright, guys, let me. Oi. Are you with me? This is the menu, but I know what I want. Phew, first of all, I want to wipe my face. Hang on. That's better. Whew. All right. I won't be able to read all the comments. There's probably like over 100 comments, but I will try to, read a few recent ones. Okay, I had one problem with video stopping once. One problem with video stopping, that's it. Signal's pretty good. Now let me tell you about mobile. Hang on. Even my doctor doesn't like function. Guys, too many comments. I'm so sorry. Okay. Where was I? Здрасте. У вас безалкогольное пиво есть?
Конечно, есть Бекс, есть Майзервайс. Одно 0,3, другое 0,5.
А что за Майзервайс?
Германия, светлая нефильтрованная.
Нет, Бекс, парочку принесите мне и воды холодной. Одну без газа, одну без газа. Да, 0,5 есть, Бонаква какая-нибудь там.
Ну, Даус Зульс, это по сути та же.
Чего?
Аква Руса и Даус Зульс вот здесь. Вот здесь. Аква Руса и Даус Зульс.
500, 0,5, да?
Да, не 0,5.
Ну давай, какая из них лучше?
Даус Зульс. Те же деньги.
Хорошо, давайте, все, есть. Okay, I just ordered 2 non-alcoholic beer and 1 ice cold water, okay? I was going to tell you a story about many stories. This looks like a goat tea. Nice, I like it. Hello there again. Yes, I know. About mobile signal. Very strange. Moscow is so advanced. Moscow has 5G everywhere, right? But my cell phone signal is much worse in Moscow than in Rostov. I was wondering why for a long time, but I finally figured it out. There are 20 to 25 million people. No one knows how many exactly, but my bet is 22, 23 million people living in Moscow, and they all use cell phones heavily. And hang on. the load on the cell phones is so much higher because the population is so dense. In Rostov is only 1 million people and it's kind of spread out. I think that's why there's such a better signal in Rostov than in Moscow, okay? Then I was telling you a story about, I was trying to tell you a story about my, how I was dating my ex-wife, my first wife in the United States, in Maine. So I met this girl and I really liked her and I took her out for a date. And we had a nice first date, all American, very nice. We went out to eat and everything was fine. So I was managing a hotel and she lived in the same town and her stepfather was managing a hotel right next to mine. He was my closest competitor. I knew him very well and he knew of me. But at the time I didn't know that he was my future father-in-law, right? I didn't see any connection between the girl I took out for a date and him. And I was meeting my Russian friends like a lot. One of my Russian friends, Dennis, he still lives in, no, not in Maine, New Hampshire, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire now. So he came over to see me and there was a coffee shop right across the street at the end of my hotel and right next to that guy's hotel, right? And when I saw my friend Dennis, we hugged each other, like bears. And we kissed, well, touched cheek by cheek, very Russian. And we were just sitting, just having a cold tea or something like that. And then the guy from across the street, he saw me kissing the guy. And he immediately called his daughter-in-law and then, stepdaughter. And he said, Bonnie, I'm warning you, this guy, he took you out for a date. I know this guy, he could be gay. He just kissed the guy. So next time I saw Bonnie, my ex-wife, she was very upset. She was very serious. She ran to me and the first thing, instead of hello, she looked at me and she said, right in my eyes, and she said, are you gay? And I was like, what? She's like, don't lie to me now. People saw you kissing other men. And I'm like, what? And then she told me the story, who that guy from across the street was. And I started laughing so hard. I explained the whole thing and then she started laughing as well because, she knew I was strange, I was Russian. Hey, by the way, на камеру можете вот сюда сделать? My beer arrived. And my water. That's not vodka, that's water. Looks like vodka though. So that's a real story that happened to me, and we actually came back to that story so many times. It was like one of our family legends. Sure, I still see her face running towards me, and instead of greeting me saying, are you gay? No, please be honest with me.
Давай, пойдем, соберем ребят еще. Как он внутри выглядит?
This feels so good. Dausig. I think it's water from Germany. Guys, I'm not toasting to you. I will with beer. Just give me a second. I don't even mind the fact that I ordered still water and the guy brought me carbonated, sparkling water. Doesn't matter. Now, thank you so much for joining my stream today. I'm not finishing. I still have a lot to tell you, but thank you so much. This toast is to you guys. Cha-ching. So refreshing. It's unbelievable. Lorna, guys, thank you so much for being with me. Now I can at least read the comments. When I walk around and try to scout the location, where to film and what to show you, it's really difficult. It's impossible to read the comments. But now it's, yes, John, thank you so much. John, hey, cheers to Australia. I will quickly try to scan the comments for questions in caps. I'm reading Lorna's and Teresa's comments. It's pretty funny. No masks, John, no masks here. I've been walking for past hour and a half, hour 40 minutes, and no masks. Do not take the wax. I'm gonna tell you about vaxing just about now. Just give me a few minutes to catch my breath. Free concert, everyone, yeah. So my second cousin's daughter is going to participate in the concert. In about 40 minutes, she's gonna dance. She's in a dance group. Well, you send me virtual drinks, and you know what? I'm sending you real drinks, real stuff. So good. Someone sent Constantine a cold beverage. You did. I received one. Thank you. Is topless okay at the beach in Russia? Well, it's not common, but you will not get in trouble if you go topless. Not only topless, but nude. There are nude beaches, especially popular at the Black Sea in Crimea. So if someone would get naked on that beach, I mean, that'd be very strange, but nothing too extraordinary, if you know what I mean. And topless is absolutely fine. Now, let me take my shirt off, and I'll be topless. Just kidding. Lee Vermel, what's the population of the city? Rostov-on-Don is 1 million city, 1 million people city. 1 million peoples exactly. Teresa, Steve, America I think is the biggest obesity population. Also England, people in England are quite heavy. America is number one, hands down. Ruth, praying for Ruth. Ruth, what happened to you? Hope nothing's, nothing bad. There are no fat people in Russia, except for me. I'm about 60 pounds overweight right now. I was down to 30 pounds last fall, but 2 COVIDs, I gained again. Gained all back. God 8R, it's great to hang out with you, King. I'm not King, my friend. I'm Constantine. My channel is called Letters to King because I actually was writing lots of letters to King Weinstein. That's the first name of a guy, a real estate developer in Maine, Old Orchard Beach, Maine. He's a friend of mine. His name is actually King Weinstein. I was writing him lots of letters. I figured, hey, I should make a YouTube channel, and I named it Letters to King because that's what I was doing. I was writing letters to King. It's unbelievable. They're allowing minors to get it without parental consent. Teens are dying and have heart problems and blood clot. That's vodka. I don't really understand what you're saying, Teresa. Okay, I'm still reading, going through the questions. What do you think about Putin-Biden meeting? Do you think relationship will improve? Kim J, hi my friend. Actually, I will answer this question in a second. Texas, Steve. Hi Texas, hi from Rostov-on-Don, southern Russia. So you see, we're both from south. All right, let me have another sip. Now, away from all this beachy, nicey walks to some serious issues. Okay, first, I've been so busy that I haven't been able to finish my video on Putin meeting Biden. That's huge. That's very, very important topic that changes everything. Basically, I think overall it's good for both our countries because we've hit absolute rock bottom in the relationship between Russia and the USA. And I've been wondering why, because the worse we have with the USA, the better we have with the Chinese. Americans pushing us away, Chinese welcoming us with a fake smile and arms wide open. It makes much more sense to get close with America rather than with China. China's gonna have us, there's no question about it. At the end, China's gonna have everyone. But anyway, by uniting, the United States and Russia have a chance against China and other countries, perhaps Europe. But by fighting and being in conflict, then there's no chance. So what happened is, in my video back in March, I believe, I told you that US Democrats are the best friends of Russian government and best friends of Putin. Putin was good friend with Bill Clinton, with Barack, well, he was never friends with Obama, but Russia was. Obama befriended Dmitry Medvedev. Okay, Putin and Hillary Clinton, great friends, okay? Well, buddies, I should say, not friends, but Democrats are very close to Russia. And what they did, they put so much pressure by claiming that Donald Trump had fake help from Russia. They wanted to cut off any possibility of Donald Trump talking to Russians because it's their monopoly on the Russia. Now, when Donald Trump was out of the office and Biden was in, you know what the first thing he did? Signed an open sky treaty with Russia that Trump and the Republican Party had been trying to fight, like to cancel for 4 years. Biden, without any discussion, he just signed it off. Russia was like, wow, that actually happened. That's unbelievable, okay? And things followed. And then Biden called Putin killer. I think he made a big mistake. He was framed by the journalist. I made a video about that, and I said that, they're friends with Russia, okay? I said there will be no war. I said that just give it a few months and see. And this has happened, okay? Biden asked Putin to meet, not Putin, but Biden did. He met Putin, and I think what they did, they established a framework for future negotiations, and now they're gonna start making deals. They're gonna start trading Ukraine, Belarus, the deals concern gas, pipelines, and everything else, Syria. I think now we're gonna have a much better relationship with the United States. That's answering your question about the Biden and Putin meeting. And now I would like to tell you about this absolutely unbelievably bad thing that's happening in Russia now. If you saw my last couple videos, you noticed that strange things started happening in Russia, okay? Everything was fine until last Saturday, 7 days ago, when Mayor of Moscow announced that there would be 5 days paid days off, well, 4 days off since Monday was Russia's Day, Independence Day. 4 paid days off, paid by employers, of course, and everyone to stay home. And he closed a few businesses, including restaurants, food courts, businesses who serve people food. We didn't understand why, because everything was normal. And then the media started pumping fear into the news. Oh, things are getting so much worse. COVID has tripled in the last 3 days and things like that. It's BS, if you ask me. So what happened was, every day for the past 5 days, the Moscow government started announcing more and more restrictions. And I was making videos. I made 2 videos, right? You guys check them out. And I didn't understand what was going on because it didn't make any sense. Did not make any sense whatsoever. A day before yesterday, everything became crystal clear. Mayor Sobyanin announced that there is mandatory vaccination in Moscow. At least 60% of people in the service industry must get vaccinated. By the way, they turned on the music real loud. Can you guys hear me well? Write in the comments, please, if you can. If not, I'll move to another place. Is music bothering you whatsoever? Okay. So, a couple days ago, the Mayor Sobyanin came out and said, you know what? Mandatory vaccination for all Muscovites. At least 60% of people at the restaurants, spa salon, taxi cab drivers, bus drivers must get vaccinated. Otherwise, there will be fines upon businesses who employ them. So everything became crystal clear. I should have known. I should have known they were cooking. And watch my videos. I was telling you in the videos, I don't understand what's going on. They're cooking something in the basement when it's unseen by us. Well, now it's crystal clear and it's seen, okay? Terrible. Then other provinces of Russia followed Moscow immediately. In St. Petersburg, the mayor announced that there will be at least 80 people vaccinated in all businesses. And if by July 15th, 80 people of business not vaccinated, that business is shut down mandatory. Imagine that. You have a working company, and all of a sudden you need to vaccinate 80% of your employees. And if they don't want to get vaccinated, you just have to fire them. The hell. All government employees within the past 2 days received direct, straight, strict orders to get vaccination. If they don't get vaccinated, they'll be out of jobs by Monday. So they have 3 days to get the first jab. This is a war. The war has been declared by the Russian government on Russian citizens because we are not the property of Russian government. They cannot mandate of what to put into our blood, okay? That doesn't make any sense according to Russian constitution, and it doesn't make any sense according to human understanding, human lives and human laws, They're making it so strict. There are rumors that, you see, they're not saying everyone must vaccinate, but they're saying, well, businesses who get less than 60 or 80 people, depending on the city, vaccinated, will either get fined or will be mandatory shut down by KGB or FSB or by tax internal revenue service. So it's not like, oh, you must all vaccinate. Don't get vaccinated, but then you just won't be able to provide living for your family, okay? If you're a taxi cab, you will not get official orders through platforms such as get taxi or Uber, okay? That's very sinister. Very, very sinister. And I'm trying to finish a video on that where I'm sharing my thoughts and opinion, but it's not looking good. My video is gonna be like an update / outcry, because I'm sitting here, I don't know what to do, basically, you know. I do not need to get vaccinated at this point because I had COVID in March, and they're saying whoever, like, you need to get a vaccine, the first shots out of 2, no earlier than 6 months before you had COVID. So I am safe now until September. But comes September and what? And what about the other, like all Russians? What's gonna happen to us? Anyway, is it required in Rostov? For the government employees, cops, state prosecutors, judges, administration, city administration, state administration, yes. Unofficially, they all got orders from their superiors: vaccinate or get the hell out. People are getting the jobs now because it's their career jobs. You gotta understand, you know, they've been doing the same job for, like, you know, years, like decades maybe, and now they can't just quit and lose everything. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. Patrice, that is crazy. That is, you know, it seems like in the past week or so, I've been living in a bad dream. That's how it looks like. It's really hard for me to understand that this is a new reality, okay? And Melancan, I can hear you fine. Love your videos. Thank you so much. So interesting. Wow. I'm trying. Okay. Susan M. Here in USA, vaccination cards required to fly and travel. I didn't hear that, but well, I guess it's everywhere. Last night, I flew from Moscow to Rostov to visit my mom. No one wore masks on the plane. Many schools in America require students to vaccinate. How can they require minors to vaccinate? Okay, I can understand about the adults, but minors, they have no business to mess with minors' life. By the way, Kim J, there have been talks in the past 2 days, have been crazy, you know, news after news after news, and they don't say it on TV. I get it from directly from the Ministry of Health because I have my sources there, and you know, some people, friends of mine, work for the government, like, you know, like the customs department. Some work in the city administration, and they informally, like, you know, share this news. There've been talks about travel passports, like vaccination passports, and you won't be able to board a plane without one. So don't get jabbed. It's just you won't be able to work, you won't be able to travel, you won't be able. Oh, get this, guys. This is the best news, okay? Yesterday, this news came out. In Moscow, Mayor of Moscow announced that temporarily, and we all know what temporarily means, Russian hospitals will not treat not vaccinated people. Think about this. If you're not vaccinated, they will refuse you medical help. They will refuse hospitalization. I think the exceptions are for cardio, like for heart problems and for cancer. Everything else, you're on your own, buddy. You know, if you're not jabbed, die. This is insane. Okay, let me read a few more comments. In Minnesota, only vaccinated people are allowed to live life without a mask. Not in Russia, Susan. In Russia, everyone is allowed. Well, at least up to today. It all can change tomorrow. Why can't people see where this is going? I don't understand, Teresa. I don't understand why everyone is so numb and they don't see what's going on. And I even hear opinions, oh yes, everyone should get vaccinated, of course. Then we won't get sick. Crazy. Is it required in Rostov? Like I said, it's required for government employees. I haven't heard of any requirements for... I will not submit. I will not submit either. Watch my next video about vaccination. We, the people, don't have a problem. It's the politicians that are the problem. Hands down agree. Can you move your family back to Rostov to avoid the jab? Well, my wife is out of work right now. I'm the only guy working, so she doesn't need to get vaccinated, and then she's strongly against vaccine. My kids will not get my kids haven't had any vaccination whatsoever. Okay, my oldest daughter, well, in Russia, Oля, she's 17, turning 18. She's fine without any one single shot of any vaccine, okay? I will be fine. I think, well, my work situation, my work is very flexible. I don't believe my work will require me to vaccinate. We'll come up with something, some kind of solution. Never, do not comply, do not consent. Teresa, I didn't really understand what was that. John Liebold, I know I'm going against your general ordinance, but vaccination will save lives and reduce transmission. Look at Israel. Our total health restriction of Australia, virtually no COVID-19, 10 cases only. Look, John, I've said it many times. Vaccination is a very personal decision. I am not advising against vaccination to anyone. I'm not a medical doctor, and I have no right whatsoever. I'm just speaking for myself and for my kids, okay? And my opinion against vaccination is based strongly on the advices I got from Russia's top epidemiologists, okay? I have very good friends that are high up in the hierarchy of, medicine in Russia, and they do not get jabbed themselves, okay? They're strongly against it. So many facts that I learned from them, also from them, that has created, has formed my opinion, okay? So whoever wants to get vaccinated, go ahead, okay? But my decision, and only my decision, I will not do that. At least for the next 5-6 years, until all the clinical trials are done and we see how this vaccine works on adults and then on their next generation, on the kids born. So no problem there. I mean, you can have your own opinion. I respect that. Moreover, I will fight for you to have your own opinion, even if it's not like mine, But please, do not, and I'm talking not to you, but the Russian government, do not inject anything into my blood, mandatory, that I am against, okay? I think I have a right to control my body. That's the last resort. Patrice, that's ridiculous. How are you supposed to get medical care? And that's what a lot of Russians are asking right now. How are we gonna, we're paying taxes, we're paying our medical insurance, what's going on? You think they're making the right decision? Well, okay. I actually tell you more, John. I hope that you're right. I truly hope that vaccine is harmless and it does not affect us in the long run. I really hope you're right. That's it. Susan, in many cases, vaccines are a wonderful idea, okay, but this vaccine needs to be designed well and test trial, or trial test. Only then it can be administered to people, and never they should make mandatory vaccination. Okay, that's our choice, our body, our blood, our life. No mask mandate in Texas. Texas rules. Texas, Texas. Teresa, depopulation agenda. I could argue with that. I don't know. I don't have very deep opinion about the population. I've heard many different stories. Maryland removing mask mandates on July 1st. Good for you guys. Linda S. Hi there. Welcome to the channel, and my love from Rostov-on-Don to Maryland. Constantine and found the numbers in Western Europe are reducing as vaccines. Okay, John, let's focus our attention on people who get vaccinated. What happens to them in 1 year, in 5 years? Moscow's top epidemiologist, when I asked him the question, he told me, he said, I know people, I went to school with them, who like designing this vaccine, but they can answer me like what's going to happen in 5 years, in 10 years. He said, this is the biggest question. It's not like you get vaccinated, you die out of it. No, most people survive and they're fine, you know. But the question is what's going to happen in the long run, and that's from like the top guy in Russia. Video buffering for anybody else. I'm fine. Emergency use vaccines should never be mandated. That's right. So that's an emergency use vaccine. And I think even like regular vaccine shouldn't be mandated. That's a choice. Does Moscow mandate specific vaccine or in any? Oh, my friend, that specific vaccine, you better believe. Mucho dinero for certain people, because Moscow mandates very specific vaccine. Just, we have 2 vaccines in Moscow. Epivac Corona and Sputnik 5, Sputnik V. I think a lot of commercial interests are inside it. That's my opinion. Don't quote me on that, but this is, I think, this very commercial thing. Guys, my phone shows that I have around 5% left. So if I suddenly die, it means that, I can't stream any longer. Just in case, I'm telling you, I'm not, finishing the stream, but just in case I suddenly stop streaming. I've had a tremendously great time. It's been a very sad week. I have finally realizing that my dad passed away and I am living without him. My mom is doing not really good, and this whole vaccination, mandatory vaccination thing is hitting us like a hammer in the head. But this last couple hours have been fun. Thanks for being with me here. And while I'm in Rostov, I will film a few videos, and I will be uploading them every day for the next few days. Updating you on what's going on with mandatory vaccination and some other things. I hope we can release slight easy pain, Constantine. Thank you so much. My pain has been eased a little bit. It's different. It's vacuum inside. It's sorrow. It's like grieving, Magnetic protein. I saw videos on YouTube that people think that they get waxed and then they start being magnetic to metal objects. I have a hard time believing that. Thank you guys. Thanks. You sending me prayers and sending me, such comforting words. Thank you so much. It's been really great help. I can't get a battery from the staff because I'm using microphone. You see, and then, by the way, this stuff is Australian, and this is the best. Rode Wireless Go, made in Australia. I think in Melbourne, I'm not sure. But another one is plugged into my phone where the battery should go in. And if I unplug it, I will lose crystal clear audio, and my audio will absolutely be terrible from my iPhone. I hate this weekend. Teresa, my love to you and my condolences too. I know exactly that. Well, I'm not shy, you know. And I asked them to turn down for about 10 minutes. So it's interfering with my stream, and they did.